Greetings to all of you. Today we are going to solve an important problem in case of liquidation, which seems to be a bit complicated problem. So kindly attend the class with concentration. Surya Limited went into voluntary liquidation on 31st December 18 when its balance sheet was as follows. We have land and building, plant and machine, patent, stock, debtor, cash at bank and PL account. The profit and loss account given in asset side is treated as a loss. If profit or loss account is given in the liability side, it's treated as profit. So in our problem, the profit and loss account is given in the asset side, therefore it is treated as a loss. So we have basically 6 assets in the asset side of the balance sheet. Now go to liability side. We have 15,000 10% cumulative preference share of rupees 100 each, 15 lakh. So in case of cumulative preference share, dividend has to be paid compulsory. 7,500 equity shares of rupees 10 each, 75 paid. 22,500 equity shares of rupees 100 each, 60 paid up. 15% debenture secured by a floating charge, 7,50,000. Interest outstanding on debenture, 1,12,500. Then we have creditors. Preference dividend were in arrears for 2 years. And creditors included preferential creditors of rupees 38,000. The assets realized were as follows: land and building realized 9 lakh, machinery realized 15 lakh, patent 2,25,000, stock 4,50,000 and debtor 6 lakh. The expenses of liquidation amounted to rupee 27,250. The liquidators entitled to a commission of 3% on assets realized except cash, means don't calculate commission on cash. Cash ಅನ್ನು ಹೊರತುಪಡಿಸಿ ಉಳಿದ ಅಸೆಟ್ ಮಾರಾಟದ ಮೇಲೆ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು 3% ಗೆ. Assuming the final payment including those on debentures were made on 30 June 2019. Show the liquidator's final statement of accounts. Before I can explain you the detail, kindly look at the date of liquidation. The date of liquidation is December 2018. So I repeat, the liquidation date is December 2018. Look at the bottom, the date of payment, ಅಂತಿಮ ಪಾವತಿ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂಥ ತಾರೀಕು ಜೂನ್ 2019. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ 6 ತಿಂಗಳು ತಡವಾಗಿ ಪಾವತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿರೋದು. There is a time lag, there is a delay in the payment to the extent of 6 months. Now go to the liability side. We have 15,000 10% cumulative preference shares of rupees 100 each. So in case of cumulative preference share, dividends have to be paid. Then we have 7,500 equity shares of rupees 100 each, 75 paid. 22,500 equity shares of rupees 100 each, 60 paid. Total we have 30,000 equity share. We have 2 types of equity share. One is 75 rupee paid and another one is 60 rupee paid. However, both equity shares are not fully paid. Both are partly paid. One is 75 rupee and the other one is 60 rupee. So both equity share put together we get 30,000 equity share. 30,000 equity share. Then we have 15% debenture secured by a floating charge. So debenture 7,50,000 and 15% is called the rate of dividend. Interest outstanding on debenture, this old interest baki, existing interest outstanding is 1,12,500, and then we have creditors. Creditors 9,56,250. Asset side we have land and building, machinery, patent, stock, debtor, bank. 6 assets we have plus one PL account which is treated as a loss. PL account appearing in the asset side is treated as loss. Now go to the adjustments. Preference dividend were in arrears for 2 years. 2 ವರ್ಷ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಬಾಕಿ, ಇದನ್ನ ಪಾವತಿ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು. You need to make a payment for the dividend because it is a cumulative preference share. Now look at the first item in the liability side of the balance sheet. The cumulative share capital is 15 lakh. 15 lakh into 10%, you get 1,50,000 dividend for 1 year. Multiply that by 2 years. So total dividend arrear is 3 lakh. Can you make a note? Total arrear dividend is 3 lakh. Next. Creditors included preferential creditors 38,000. Go to the last item of the liability side of the balance sheet. We get 9,56,250. 9,56,250. In that, 38,000 is preferential creditors. The 9,18,250 is called unsecured creditors. Out of 9,56,250, 38,000 is preferential creditors. Then balance ulike 9,18,250 ಬಂದು unsecured creditors. The assets realized were as follows. Land and building realized 9 lakh, machinery 15 lakh, patent 2,25,000, stock 4,50,000, debtor 6 lakh. The expenses of liquidation amounted to rupee 27,250. The liquidator entitled to a commission of 3% on assets realized except cash. So cash, living cash, you need to calculate remuneration to liquidator at 3%. Assuming final payments, those on debenture were made on June 2019. It means there is a delay in the payment to the extent of 6 months. 6 ತಿಂಗಳು ತಡವಾಗಿ ಪಾವತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿರೋದು. Show liquidator's final statement of accounts. Now let's look at the solution of this problem. So we have receipt side cash 2,25,000. Then we have land and building, plant and machine, patent, stock, debtor. All these 5 assets are realized to the extent of 36,75,000. Cash we take separately, outer column 2,25,000. Remaining 5 assets are being realized. Total assets realized is 36,75,000. And then we have call money received from the equity shareholders. 22,500 into 83 paisa, 18,750. Please don't bother right now. I will explain you in the next slide. ಹೇಗೆ ಈ 18,750 ವಸೂಲಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮುಂದಿನ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. So call money for the time being, keep it pending. So we have cash and then we have various assets realized 36,75,000. Go to payment side. Secured creditor nammalli illa, no secured creditor dash. Liquidation expenses we have 27,250. Then we have liquidator remuneration 1,10,250. Remuneration is calculated on only one basis, on assets realized. ಒಂದೇ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. 36,75,000 into 3%. Then we have debenture payment. Then we have interest on debenture. Existing interest arrear 1,12,500 plus 6 ತಿಂಗಳು ತಡವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಪಾವತಿ ಮಾಡಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಆ 6 ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಬಡ್ಡಿನ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. Okay, we need to calculate interest for that 6 months delay. For that 6 months delay, we need to make a calculation of interest on debenture. So I repeat, students, debenture we have 7,50,000 plus we need to pay ಬಡ್ಡಿ. ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಹಳೆ ಬಡ್ಡಿ ಬಾಕಿ 1,12,500 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಜೊತೆಗೆ 6 ತಿಂಗಳು ತಡವಾಗಿ ಪಾವತಿ ಮಾಡಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು 6 ತಿಂಗಳು ಬಡ್ಡಿನ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದ್ರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ we get interest for 6 months. So debenture 7,50,000 plus old interest, new interest together we have calculated. Then preferential creditors 38,000 given in adjustment. Remaining will be unsecured creditors 9,18,250. Then preference share capital we need to make a payment 15 lakh. We need to make a preference share capital 15 lakh. Then we have to pay a preference share dividend. Dividend, they say it's baki for 2 months. ಆ 2 ತಿಂಗಳು ಬಾಕಿ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ you get 3 lakhs. 3 ಲಕ್ಷ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಬಾಕಿ ಇದೆ. ಕೊನೆಯದಾಗಿ ಅಂತಿಮವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಪಾವತಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಎಷ್ಟು ಪಾವತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1,06,250. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳೋದನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಮುಂದಿನ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. We have 2 types of equity share. One 7,500 equity share. Another we have 22,500 equity share. ಒಂದು 7,500 equity share. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 22,500 equity share. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 7,500 equity share we refund excess amount. So 7,500 we make a payment, we make a refund of 14 rupees 16 paisa recurring, total 1,06,250. Go to receipt side. From 22,500 equity share we make a collection so of 18,250. That's called call money collected. Call money collected ಬಂದು 18,750. ಉಳಿದ ಫೈನಲ್ ರೀಫಂಡ್ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ 7,500 into 14 rupees 16 paisa you get 1,06,250. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ ಇಂದ ನಾವು ವಸೂಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಪಾವತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. One class of equity share we make collection and another class of equity share we make a refund. How this calculation has come you will understand better in the next slide. Okay, so we have secured creditor dash liquidation expenses, liquidator remuneration calculated on total assets realized. So we in that case we get a total amount of 1,10,250. Then debenture we need to make a payment of 7,50,000 plus we need to make a debenture interest, old interest plus new interest. Then we need to make a payment for preferential creditors. Then we need to make a payment for unsecured creditors. Then preferential share capital. Then preference share dividend arrears for 2 years. And final payment to equity shareholder 7,500 into 14 rupee 83 paisa. Sorry, 14 rupees 16 paisa recurring. and receipt side we make a collection from 22,500 equity share of 83 paisa. Let us look into next slide how this refund and collection is made from the equity shareholder. So students, in this slide you are going to understand how 22,500 shares collections are made and how 7,500 refund is made for equity share. Go to the working note. Now we have made a payment till preference share dividend. Now let us find out how much amount is available. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹಣ ಉಳಿಕೆ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನೋಡೋಣ. ಇವಾಗ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ರಿಸಿಪ್ಟ್ ಕಡೆ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ 2,25,000 plus all assets realized 36,75,000. So we have cash at bank 2,25,000, all assets realized 36,75,000, total we get 39 lakh minus we have made a different payment. ಏನೇನು ಪಾವತಿಗಳು ಮಾಡಿರೋದು number 1 minus 27,250 liquidation expenses minus 1,10,250 liquidator remuneration minus 7,50,000 debenture minus 1,68,750 debenture interest, old interest, new interest, minus preferential creditor 38,000, minus remaining unsecured creditor 9,18,250, minus preference share capital 15 lakh, minus 3 lakh preference dividend. So we have 87,500. I repeat students, we have 7,500. This is not sufficient for us to pay both the class of equity share. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ ಇದೆ. ಎರಡು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ ಕೊಡೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ಅಮೌಂಟು ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. Now we have two class of equity share. 22,500 into 60 rupee, we get 13,50,000 given in the balance sheet. Another 7,500 into 75 rupee, 5,62,500. ಎರಡು ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ನ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಗೋದು 19,12,500. Both equity share put together 75 rupee paid, 60 rupee paid, put together we get 19,12,500, but we have just 87,500. ಎರಡು ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ಗೆ ಆ ಬಂಡವಾಳನ ಅಂತಿಮ ಪಾವತಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು 19,12,500. ಬಟ್ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು ಕೇವಲ 87,500. ಆವಾಗ ಒಟ್ಟು ನಷ್ಟ ಎಷ್ಟು ಗೊತ್ತಾ? 18,25,000. Where we need to pay 19,12,500, we are going to pay, we are having 87,500. So total loss to both equity shareholder is 18,25,000. This much of amount cannot be paid because no fund, no money. So out of 19,12,500, we can make a payment of 87,500, and total loss for both type of equity share is 18,25,000. Now calculate loss per share. 18,25,000 is a total loss. Try to calculate loss per share. 18,25,000 divided by 30,000 shares. Loss per share 60 rupee 83 paisa recurring. ಈ 30,000 ಶೇರ್ಗಳು ಹೇಗೆ ಬಂತು? One is 22,500 share, another is 7,500 share. So 22,500 plus 7,500, we get a total of 30,000 shares. So loss per share. ಒಂದು ಶೇರ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ನಷ್ಟ ನಾವು ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 60 ರೂಪಾಯಿ 83 ಪೈಸಾ ಇಬ್ರಿಗೂ. For both class of share we need to have a same loss, 60 rupee 83 paisa. Now let us go further how calculations are made. Look at this, equalizing the loss. Look at this slide. We have loss per share 60 rupee 83 paisa. Towards the left hand 75 rupee paid, towards right hand 60 rupee paid. So one share 60 rupee paid, another share 75 rupee paid. ಒಬ್ರು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಒಬ್ರು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋರತ್ತ 83 ಪೈಸಾ ವಸೂಲಿ ಮಾಡಿ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದನ್ನು 14 ರೂಪಾಯಿ 67 ಪೈಸಾ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಕೊಡಿ. See, loss per share 60 rupee 83 paisa. This should be the loss. A shareholder who has paid 75 rupee, his loss is fixed at 60 rupee 83 paisa, means 60 rupee 83 paisa cannot be refunded. Adu vapas kodlak agalla. That cannot be refunded. That is a loss. Remaining you should refund. 75 rupee paid up minus 60 rupee 83 paisa. Remaining 14 rupee we need to pay 17 paisa. That is 14 rupee 16 paisa we get something recurring. So that 14 rupee 17 paisa has to be refunded to 75 rupee paid. Come back to right side. The loss per share is 60 rupee 83 paisa, but they have paid only 60 rupee. Then to make up the loss equal, the 22,500 equity shares have to pay 83 paisa recurring. So make a collection of 83 paisa from 60 rupee shareholder and refund of 14 rupee 17 paisa to existing shareholder. Thank you.